gentlemen, today's video falls under the category of things I've learned the hard way. I am a bonehead sometimes. I know, people tell me all sorts of things that I should be smart enough to listen to, but that's not the way that I'm built. I need to actually experience things, learn myself, and usually that comes with some unfortunate consequences. Today we're talking about money. More specifically, the top 5 money mistakes young men make. So growing up, I come from a working class, blue collar part of Philadelphia. Everybody that I knew was blue collar. Nobody had a lot of money. There weren't like people's dads that were super successful. It was just not like that for me. One of the downsides to growing up working class and in a blue collar environment is that you don't have successful white collar people around you to educate you at a young age about money, business, life, what you should and shouldn't do. Like I said, I learned a lot of things the hard way. And so now I'd like to go over 5 of the big mistakes I made. Monster money mistake number 1 is confusing need with want. I can imagine how difficult it is in today's world with social media. When I was growing up, I didn't have social media, and I know how bad it was. But there is a big, monumental, stratospheric difference between a need and a want. Identifying the difference is critical. I would spend money that I should have allocated to a need, like food or shelter, and I allocated it to something that I wanted, like a new pair of Nikes. The second mistake I see young men making in terms of money isn't actually about money, it's how you get money. They're afraid of hard work. They think work is one of the bad 4-letter words. Here's the reality. You have to bust your ass if you want to achieve anything. There is absolutely nothing that is owed to you. There's nothing that is guaranteed to you. There's nothing that's going to be given to you. You've got to grab it. You've got to earn it. You've got to work your ass off for anything you want. The third biggest money mistake young men make is not young men, they don't save anything. If they earn $1, they spend $1. In a lot of cases, you earn $1, you spend $2 or $3, which we'll talk about in a second. Every dollar that you earn, you should be trying to save at least 10% of that. So if you earn $1, a dime, you're putting away. Bringing us to the 4th biggest mistake young men, including myself, make is that they buy things on credit. They'll pay later for something they want right now. And this is one of the most dangerous, deadly traps that people get into, and I was guilty. When I went to college, my freshman year, first day, it was like the first damn day, there were people out there being like, hey, do you want a credit card? Credit card, you say? Why not? When I was a freshman in college, I worked all summer. I had my money that I was going off to college with. You know how much my budget was per week? $25. Now I had access to $300 and it was on. I was like making it rain. Wait, I gotta pay it back? By the time I paid that damn thing off, it was like 6 years later and it probably cost me $12,000 in all the interest, tax, penalties. I'm not saying that credit is bad. Credit is an amazing thing. Credit allows you to leverage other people's money to do certain things. But there are certain things you absolutely should never use credit for, which includes clothing, food, stuff like that. And last but certainly not least, the 5th biggest mistake I see young men making when it comes to money is they don't educate themselves about it. Money and how it works and how to use it, how not to use it is an educational process. It's not something that was ever taught to me. And so I personally have been trying to educate myself a little bit more, and it's hard. But seeking out knowledge, finance knowledge, understanding what interest rates mean and how it actually works and how much you ultimately pay when you do charge those sneakers and don't pay it off for 6 years, and how you can use it to do some amazing things. So I wanted to do this video. Are you impressed? Is not sponsored. Or I'm not even trying to promote anything. I just felt it was important for me to talk to you about money because I have made some dreadful mistakes when I was younger, and hopefully you're smarter than I am. I had to learn everything the hard way. It's just the way that I roll, apparently. I'm a bonehead. And I encourage you, if there's somebody in your life that is successful or that has stuff or you think might understand a thing or two about cash, I encourage you to reach out to them and ask them, say, you know, this is me, this is my situation, what would you recommend I do? And it's never too early to start saving, start planning, and preparing for the rest of your life. Guys, I think you are amazing.